it has become common trend that celebrities being glorified for practicing African traditional religions is a thing, okay? And I want to speak on this really quickly. Now, I know it seems inspiring that African traditional religions are being accepted mainstream and that celebrities are being used to glorify it, but I want to caution us in the fact that a lot of celebrities are attached to secret societies. They have sold their souls to things that are related to something we call occultism. And a lot of people like to incorporate ATR into occultism. And I want to completely dispel that myth, okay? African traditional religions are not occultism. Occultism is a totally separate practice, okay? And I'm really tired of people trying to like amalgamate or combine and mesh these systems together. Occultism, the word occult means hidden knowledge, okay? And it's related and tied to secret societies, things like the Masons, things like things related to Aleister Crowley, the Lima, any tradition that is taking multiple traditions and combining them into one with a lot of secret knowledge that people do not understand because most people are raised into Christianity and some type of Judo Christian belief system that is very limiting. Okay, and anything outside of that is demonized and considered this occult term because occultism is actually demonized in Christian faith, in Judo Christian faith. So it's very important to distinguish that because African spiritual systems are their own traditions, okay? They are their own systems that have their own faiths and practices and things like that. And a lot of times occultism gets tied to that because occultism incorporates some African traditional religions into their practice, as well as Christian beliefs and other things that make up that practice, okay? And a lot of this stuff is closed off. So African traditional religions are closed off because they are meant for the tribe itself. It's not for everybody. They're not going around recruiting you to their practice, right? Because it's for their people. It's built off the spirits of the land, right, that they live on. So they do not need to incorporate you and recruit you for it to be strong. They need their own tribe to believe in it and function with it for it to work well. Unlike occultism, which tries to get everybody to strengthen their deities, right? And so a lot of people with this new age thought process think that everything is just allowed to be dabbled in and allowed to be used to make these things function. So now it's become popular when a celebrity is practicing these traditions to like glorify it. But the problem is that these celebrities are choosing to participate in occultism. They are signing their souls away to get rich, to get fame and notoriety. And so they accidentally, I'll say that, get caught up in these occult science practices or these secret society practices, and then also try to use their traditions from maybe their homeland, like Cardi B. She's from Dominican Republic. The Caribbean countries were able to use a lot of African traditions and help themselves. So she has incorporated that into her life, maybe. But she still signed her life away, okay, with trying to get fame and fortune in the sense that she aligned with these occultists, okay? So I want to put it out there that it is dangerous to just allow African traditional religions to be labeled as occultism. It's not the same thing. African traditional religions, like I said, are very traditional. They are very tied to the land, to the spirits of that land, and they are very separate from occultism, which is an amalgamation of different practices. They are literally taking like Kemetic science as well as Jewish mysticism, as well as regular Christianity, as well as, other traditions that they use, that they have studied to work with specific deities, or things like Lucifer, things like, what's his name from the Egyptian, Thoth, 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 however you say it. They use these deities to do what they need to do. So that's totally different from a tradition that's using specific deities that come from a specific land. So let's be careful trying to be happy when we see celebrities glorifying or practicing these traditions, because there's layers to this, okay? And this needs to be talked about more, because it's not as cut and dry as people try to make it sound. So although I think I understand why people want to highlight celebrities practicing African traditional religions, it allows for open space, because Christians demonize everything. They make everything bad, and we don't get the fair treatment in African traditional religions to practice our faith in, in solitude, or in just in open, without being demonized. So I understand why we want to be able to use celebrities to make awareness, but just understand that doing that could be at risk, because they're attached to other things, and you cannot combine these other things with the actual faith of an African spiritual system. So keep that in mind. I hope this helps someone. Thank you, and Ashe.